I don't care about your stats. Kobe's the greatest to play the game to me. Kobe for sure was #1 on my list.
Yeah.
Just because I had a student-teacher relationship with him.
Yeah.
So I only had access to his highlights for 10, 12 years. So when I got to the league to challenge him, it was like, no, this is my moment. I'm going at arguably the greatest of all time in my book. So
First of all, the best in the game right now. Hands down. But when they talk about it, when they talk about comparing him to Mike, I don't understand how they don't have the debate when it comes to Kobe. Like I don't get it.
They hate on Kobe.
What you forgot or something? What they forgot?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Talk to him. I really think they forgot.
They had to forget
the Mamba, man.
Thank you. He forgot too.
Kobe's a goat.
Kobe's a goat.
This man was a certified serial killer, man.
I'm a killer.
He's talking about certified killer, dog. Every single night.
I gotta remember
I've never seen nobody kill like 23 and 24.
23 and 24.
And 8.
And 8. You know what that is?
Hey, you
right?
said
Kobe,
24 and 8.
Kobe
You
don't
hear that?
got one though. He got 2.
Certified killer, man.
He got two.
Everybody compare Mike, the greatest,
Just
Mike,
skip over
the
Kobe.
greatest, to, there you go.
Let's skip over Kobe.
Never skip over
skip
Kobe.
Like Kobe.
Don't you ever in your life skip over that boy.
Start bench cut. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James.
No, I refuse to answer that one.
You can't plead the fifth.
I will start all 3 of them and cut and bench myself.
That is a correct answer. That's a correct answer. Okay.
So you put LeBron over Kobe?
I do.
Why is that?
I don't think Bryant did nothing better than Kobe except shoot free throws. Nothing.
That's your opinion. I totally disagree. I think Michael Jordan was perfection, right?
Right.
Who was the closest thing next to Mike? If you're the closest thing to perfection, what does that make you?
None of them niggas in front of Bron. Jordan, yeah. You know what I'm saying? You became a Bron. You know Bron fan?
It's unbelievable. There was not one shot that he didn't have in his repertoire. So to me, in my 20 years, he was probably the best offensive player or best player I've seen and faced. And then
Easy, Kobe.
Easy, #2 ever.
Exactly.
I don't even want to say #2. It's like they just up here with
Man.
Obviously, Kobe was somebody that, I considered one of the best one-on-one players. Like, he was the ceiling as far as one-on-one basketball.
Right.
And I knew, because he was older than I was, he came into the league before me. I knew I had to sharpen my skills and my one-on-one skills if I wanted to compete against him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
he was the measuring stick.
He was the bar. Right. He was the bar. When I'm a young kid looking at Kobe, I'm like, okay, he's the bar. He's who I got to come at, and make a name for myself competing against him. So I can't leave out the height on KD, because that's what makes him so unique and dynamic.
Is he the most skilled player that we've ever seen in the NBA because of the height?
The most skilled player I've ever seen is Kobe.
Okay. More than MJ?
The most skilled NBA, the most skilled basketball player I ever seen is Kobe Bean Bryant.
Talk about Kobe's bag.
Listen, man. So you got MJ, right? And Kobe took who MJ was, but enhanced the skill set, had a better handle.
Right.
MJ didn't shoot threes like that.
No.
So Kobe took it upon and added the 3-ball to his game, because that's where the game evolved to. But skill-wise, I mean, the moves, the footwork, he had it all.
Kobe is Michael Jordan, just on a steroid. You're talking about skills. What are you talking about? I'm talking about best player. Kobe has 5 rings. What's your argument? Bron's still second, bro. Kobe 1, Bron 2, Mike 3. They're all amazing. They're all the best ever.
MJ is 1, Kobe is 2, and LeBron is 3.
You played against MJ, you played against Kobe, and I think you played against Bron, right?
I played Bron and I played against Magic.
Yep.
How do you look at that? Like, what do you if you say, this guy's the best or that guy's the best, how do you look at the whole GOAT conversation?
Because I view it differently, right? Because LeBron got the numbers. You got MJ who had hitting 50 whenever he wanted and was crazy with it and winning championships, undefeated in finals. And then you had Kobe who mimicked MJ, who had IQ, who had toughness, and who had shot-making ability and won championships himself. So I put them in those categories. So LeBron is the numbers guy. He got the numbers. Like, that's the guy. You got to give him that. MJ, being a guy undefeated in the finals, a guy that was, first team all defense, I can't remember how many times. That's the GOAT to me.
For sure.
And then Kobe, being a fearless warrior and champion who mimicked his game after MJ. It's like you gotta have all of them 1A, but in their own different ways.
Just had a clear-cut definition of what the GOAT is.
Yeah.
Whether it be stats, championship, it's sometimes when I hear people talk, I don't understand the criteria. Is it championships? Is it points?
Right.
Is it I always have arguments with people like, I don't really care who's in it, but I think you should put the right people in.
Yeah.
Right. So right now it's just for some reason LeBron and Jordan. Which is fine, but you're not going to throw Kobe in there?
Like Kobe gets slighted about all
people
this.
who played against Kobe,
Thank you.
they know.
Thank
They
you.
know. They
Thank
know.
you.
If you haven't played against either one of them guys, you don't realize how good they really were.
What I say all the time, my opinion
Man.
is Mike and then it's Kobe.
Kobe has never been out of the best basketball player of all time debate. I had guarded. In my 15 years of playing basketball, Kobe Bryant was the best basketball player in the National Basketball Association. Without question.
Damn, man.
The best player that I played against, hands down, was Kobe.
Just try to fight for him. And when you talk about the GOATs, put his name. I personally think he should be.
Kobe Bryant is there. He's as good as Michael Jordan on any given day. I said to Bryant yesterday, it's almost like Larry Holmes and Muhammad Ali. He looked at me and said, I'm not Larry Holmes. And he is 100% right. It is two Muhammad Alis when you talk about Jordan and Bryant.
Jordan is 1 and Kobe's 1B. And that's no knock on LeBron. I think LeBron is right there. But just to kill.
What changes the conversation between Cole, Mike, and LeBron? LeBron was always the lone soldier. He was always dealing with different coaches. He was Magic Johnson. The mirror images of us considering Michael Jordan the best. And then Kobe's the mirror image of the best. And then here comes LeBron saying, all right, I want to be considered in this conversation. The reason between the three, these two had a fucking killer instinct. Comparing the three, they say these two dudes will eat your heart out. This dude will shake your hand and go eat steak and drink wine with you. That's what
the craft, right? I'm looking at those. To me, are the two best players that I've ever seen. Mike. Take me through.
Me too.
Yeah, take me through playing against Kobe, man.
There's a tie between MJ and Kobe. Two guys that I think are head above everybody else that ever played the game, and just their will to win.
And the LeBrons and the Currys, who's the one guy where you just saw it and you were like, he's the best player I've ever seen?
Kobe.
Kobe?
You just feared him right when you stepped on the court. Like his energy was for you to fear. When I seen him, and every move was just everything he did was so strategic and I never seen somebody that sharp.
I love LeBron as a basketball player, everything that he did for basketball. I mean, the man he is off the basketball court, all the things that he accomplished.
We all do. If you don't, you a hater.
You know what I mean? He's it. You know what I mean? And they always putting them together. Like, why it can't be like LeBron is on Mount Rushmore.
Facts.
That's enough.
That's good.
You know what I mean? Like,
by saying that Mike is better than him.
Yeah,
People
it's not no disrespect because you're better than who I am and was as a basketball player. For me, just Kobe was
there it is.
Just a certified maniac killer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about serial killer. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about, want to eat your heart every night. I'm taking everything personal every night. You know what I mean? And then his work ethic and everything about him, man, like as a basketball player, he was he's the real, him and Mike are the real definitions of killer.
Be tripping. when it come to Kobe. Like, if we being honest, Mike and Kobe, they up at the top in some other little separate room. And they still, like, all of the greatest and all of that is still amongst them, but they get to go sidebar over here and talk about something else that don't nobody else know. Do you agree with me on that? Do you agree with me on that? Like, I'm just the way, and I'm not talking about, like, everybody got their stats and everything, right? But we all know as real hoopers that lined it up at the highest level when we went against them people. We know the difference of how people were revered and talked about and responded to when they show up and they are who they are.
Best player that I played against, hands down, was Kobe. I didn't have a strategy for Kobe. Like, I didn't know what to do. So sometimes, man, like I would just hit his arm, just like, you know. And the problem too is I couldn't go back at him.
7 years. So guarding him was like, it was like no other. He was literally the best player I ever played against. Like, he had no fear. He could go 1 for 15 and think he was hot. His work ethic, his skill. When you knew you were going to play against him, like, he wanted to take your heart, but you lost sleep the night before.
LeBron James or Kobe Bryant?
I'll say Kobe.
He's not even, they're two different players. You can't compare Kobe and LeBron, but you compare Kobe and Jordan.
If you had to take Kobe or LeBron, who would you go with?
I would take Kobe.
You like scoring.
The reason why I like Kobe, relentless. He the Mamba.
Kobe Bryant, first thing that comes to mind is what?
Oh man, greatness. Greatness. I mean, he's the greatest player of my generation. He was like, he was that guy after Mike that really just won, and he was about winning championships, and he really did it at a young age. I
understand
Kobe over LeBron.
Yeah, I'm team Kobe.
Ooh,
but that's just me. I played against both guys. More Kobe being in the West, seeing that firsthand. Taking nothing away from LeBron, but I'm team Kobe.
Never seen someone that relentless, but that good at the same. Could you imagine guarding the most talented player ever, the best player ever, with a super green light, and he always is trying to use that green light at the same time? You can't guard it,
man.
You can't guard it. He got perfect 6'6", strong, athletic, shoots threes, mid-range game. His footwork is crazy. He could post you. It was like he was a skilled passer. It was like his handles was crazy. It was like, what do you do with that?
So now you have to choose MJ or Kobe.
I like MJ.
MJ or Lebron.
Mike.
Lebron or Kobe.
Kobe.
You believe Kobe is a top 5 player all time. I'm talking about all players currently and
Yeah, and I think a lot of players
problems in this game, and he still is problems in this game. But at the same time, I'm going with all the things that Kobe, when we talk about that number 1 and 2, yes, Kobe is very much like Michael Jordan as far as how he played the game, the way he attacked. LeBron was more, I think he's one of the greatest individuals, especially with his vision and making others better. But I just have Kobe above LeBron in that aspect.
That was pretty damn good at 40.
It was still good then.
That man scored 50 points at 40.
Yeah.
Right. Where do you put those three? You got a chance to play against all those three, and from your opinion, where do you put Mike, Kobe, and MJ?
And that's what I said, because you're going to always ruffle feathers. If you're a diehard Bron fan, you think it's disrespect when you say otherwise about him, Kobe, and Mike. So that's just, it's going to be an ongoing battle, because unless they ever played against each other. Just imagine them playing against each other.
Whew. So for the record, you got MJ, Kobe, and then LeBron?
Yes.
Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron James. Between those three, who you gonna start?
Oh, I got to start MJ.
Okay, why?
Probably the best offensive player that we've seen. I mean, MJ had no weaknesses. Could take you off the dribble, can pull up. Obviously towards the end of his career, he was able to shoot threes. He could post you, and then he gonna guard your ass. So I'm MJ would be the starter.
Who you gonna bench?
I had to bench Kobe. He had to come. Okay. He had to be Coop. He had to be the 6th man.
And why you cutting LeBron?
Because he's not better than those two.
Okay. All right.
But I mean, Mike is in a completely different. He's by himself.
Right.
But if I had to say, Kobe is the best player ever.
When
When you rates right there, probably Jordan. I mean, Jordan will always, to me, be the best of the best of the best. But you got to put Kobe there, and that's where Dwayne and LeBron and Carmelo and all these other guys one day would like to be considered in that group. But
where Kobe sort of ranks in the pantheon of great players.
I think it's. Well, let's sort of take Bill Russell out of it.
Okay.
With his 11 rings.
Okay.
I'll tell Russ when I see him in the finals that I no disrespect meant. We're just he's in a different class. But to me, Kobe is there with Michael.
Really? Wow.
And
Kobe would call me and pick my brains, and it was amazing to know that he did that to a lot of players. He did it to people Kobe was a very intelligent guy, and he believed in striving to be the best. I hate that we didn't tell him how great he really was, because he strived so hard to be Michael Jordan. And when I go back and I look at his videos, and I say to myself, damn, he was better than Michael Jordan.
Also, if Kobe Bryant were still alive today, would the GOAT conversation be more of a three-man race instead of the current two-man conversation between Michael Jordan and LeBron James?
Yeah, because we know Kobe, belongs in that conversation even today. Kareem, Kobe.
Tu regardes l'histoire de la NBA, un des meilleurs joueurs de tous les temps, Lebron, il est qu'à 3 bagues, Steph Curry, il a 3 bagues, c'est dur de gagner 4, 5, alors je t'en parle même pas de 6 avec Jordan, c'est très très dur de gagner des bagues. Moi j'ai l'impression que j'ai joué Lebron dans son prime, j'ai joué Kobe dans son prime, Jordan il était en fin de carrière. Pour moi Jordan c'est le meilleur joueur de tous les temps, Kobe il était incroyable. Après Lebron bien sûr très très fort. Mais moi, je trouvais que Kobe était plus fort, en fait. Quand nous, on jouait les Lakers, c'était une grosse rivalité Spurs-Lakers. Donc, je me suis jamais dit, on a battu 2 fois le meilleur joueur du monde, parce que pour moi, c'était Kobe.
Tony, greatest player of all time, better than MJ. There you go. The stage is yours.
But when we talk about Kobe Bryant, I never thought I would say it playing against Michael Jordan for so long. But Kobe Bryant, at the end of the day, Dan, because you think I'm a punk, will go down as the greatest basketball player that has ever lived.
What does Michael do better than Kobe?
He's a lockdown defender. That's the only thing that he does superior to Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant's a better ball handler, a better shooter, and a better scorer, in my opinion.
Game on the line. Kobe or Michael? Who do you want?
It's a coin toss. It really doesn't matter. I'm taking Kobe Bryant.
All right.
Basketball GOAT, Kobe being Bryant.
Kobe.
Yeah, I go with Kobe.
Kobe. While I'm not entirely 100% on board with Kobe being the undisputed greatest who ever played the game. All right, I seen Michael, I seen Kobe, I seen LeBron. And I know 2 things for a fact. Kobe is not that far away from Michael. And number 2, he's definitely better than LeBron. All right, put the 5 championships aside. When you just look at the polished game that Kobe had, and then compare that with LeBron, you will see a major difference. We look at the clutch ability, right? And for this, you got to consider the largest stage, as LeBron is 0 for 7 in game tying or going ahead buckets in the NBA Finals. When you look at the teammates that these individuals had, you will notice that Kobe is the only one to win 2 titles without a top 50 player. The only one in history. Right? So it can clearly be said that Kobe had the toughest difficulty to winning 5 championships, which is 1 less than Michael, and still 1 more than LeBron in more years. So I don't know how somebody could put LeBron James over Kobe. No amount of assists, no amount of numbers, right, could have me out here believing that. After what I seen with my eyes, and after the lack of help that I seen Kobe get. All right, many talk about the 3 years with Shaq, and forget that he was 1B. And some won't even consider, and some of you think that Gasol was a superstar when he got to LA. But that was not true at all. Gasol was a career 18 to 19 point scorer. Maybe like 9 boards. Right? And if you compare that with the amount of players, like if you compare that with Anthony Davis, who's over 20 points. Kyrie Irving over 20 points. Dwayne Wade over 20 points, and the list goes on. You'll notice that Kobe did it with less and against some of the same Hall of Fame competition. Because remember, Kobe went up against the Celtics with that big 3 that they had, or you can even say 4 with Rondo, and he defeated them on his own. All right, so I'm not going to really sit here all day long and discuss with you guys why Kobe's better than LeBron, because I think that's a given. I think as the years pass, as time goes on, people are starting to understand. They're looking back, they're seeing the game that Kobe had. They're seeing the record, all defensive team selections. They're seeing all of that. And finally putting Kobe in his place, right? As a man who was robbed of minimum 2 MVPs. Because the media didn't like him. But over time, his place will be understood as top 3 and not number 3.